Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to Chile, Toronto. This is almost May 11th, 12th. Who's counting? Kind of cool out there. Who lives in this kind of weather? Who lives in Toronto? And is that what we're going to talk about? No. We are going to talk about is disrespecting. The person who disrespects and the person who's receiving the disrespect. And how to handle that disrespect. And how the person who's disrespecting receives it and gets it. That's what we're going to talk about. In this channel, we talk about everything and anything that makes us not awesome, but the best, awesomest human beings ever. Something happened today at the gym. And I was the one who's disrespecting somebody. And the person who received the disrespect, how they handled it, and who came out and told me that, Kareem, you disrespected my brother. Wow. Let me explain to you. Like I said on this channel, I have created a little group of people who does a class Monday, Wednesday, Friday. In this room where there's lots of testosterone going on, a lot of masculine energy going on. And in that class, we have some women and some men. So they all know how angle I come from. The women who come to that class, they have come to that class with their own free will. And they like it that I push them in that way. It's not like a softy push. It is like a real push. Get your ass going. We are here to work hard. Get your money's worth. So I always, whenever I go to the gym and I see somebody, I always say, come to the class and you will have the best bloody awesomest workout ever. So this guy that I have told him, I met him, I guess, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. And I pushed him to come to the class. And he didn't. And he respects me. The reason I say that is because he actually comes and says to me, hello, how are you doing? And he calls me. So that interpretation to me is that, hey, he respects me. So today, I saw him with his brother, and he came to me. And we talked, and I said, you are not coming to the class. Why? And then I came out and told his brother, they look exactly the same, but the brother was a bit bigger. So I told him, wow, you guys look alike. The only difference is your brother is a bit fatter. Should I have said that? And guess what? After I said that, we had a little conversation and they left. So there was a lot of testosterone going on in me because we just finished doing that class. And after I finished my workout, the guy that I know, his brother tells me, Kareem, can you please not say my brother is fat? And I was taken aback a little bit. But I didn't mean that to say that to him. And guess what? The first thing that came out of my mouth is I said, I'm sorry. I had no intention of disrespecting your brother. I apologize. I can go to your brother right now and say, I'm sorry. And he said, no, please don't. I said, not a problem. And I said, listen, to my soul, to your beautiful soul. Lots of love, joy, peace, happiness. My intention was not ever to disrespect him. I just want to push people. I should have said, you look a bit more muscular. And he appreciated that. And he said, I know you're not like that, but my brother is a bit soft. And I said, okay. So that's what happened there. So how I handled it, I felt proud of me. Not taking it personally with me. It was not about me. The Kareem of before would have taken it personally. I said, I didn't mean it. I didn't do this. Like that, taking personally. But the first thing that came out of my mouth, I apologize. I had no intention of doing that. So how you respect and how you disrespect others in a situation like that. And I think, no, not think, I know I handled it the right way. If you think I didn't, please comment. So that's me, the person who's disrespecting somebody else. And I am proud of his brother. Why am I proud of his brother? The person who came to me, that's what I mean. His brother came to me and said, Kareem, can you please not do that again to my brother? He protected his brother. That is love, and I respect him for that. So for that, my hat's off to you, my friend. Most people would not have that kind of respect to his brother, would not have the courage to defend his brother. So I am really proud of the person who came to me and said, Kareem, can you please not do that? I respect you for that. And the person I disrespected, I had no intention of disrespect. To me, I have several opinions on this. I find that person who got disrespected, he was a bit soft. As a man, if something like that affects them, then guess what? How are you going to handle life when little things like that affect you? Now listen to this. The guy's not fat. He's just like bigger, but I just came out and say he's a bit fatter or fat. Not in a malicious way, in a bad way, but he was just slipped out. I am a human being. I am not perfect. Never am I perfect, but I am willing to learn from my mistakes. So if you're taking it that personally, how are you going to handle life in general? How is it possible that when you go to a work environment and somebody says something to you and you get disrespected? How do you handle that? I think that person is going to have such a difficult time in this world. The reason that person is going to have a difficult time, because he's soft. Today's society, I see this in a lot of kids, a lot of young people. If they're taking it this personally in their life, then when they get older, how are they going to handle life in general? And that is the problem with the world today, the society today. Soft people create soft societies. And when you're soft on yourself, you can never ever be happy in this world. You know why? Because it is, the saying goes, be so hard on yourself that if somebody says something to you, it doesn't even affect you. So when you hard on yourself, your life becomes easier. Think about what I just said. See, this is how it works. If I'm handling this and analyzing this in a wrong way, comment. I would love to listen to this, your comments, because this is actually happened today. And this is why I cannot relate to soft people. And the reason I cannot relate to soft people is because I used to be a softie. It made me so miserable in my life. It made me a pussy. It made me unhappy. And what it made me do is not succeed in this world. And I made a decision to go on a learning binge in my life to become the version I am today of who I was before, and today is a night and day difference. The harder I work on myself, the harder I am with myself, the happier I am getting, the more successful I am getting. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care. I used to be one of those people. Oh, he thinks of this of me? Who cares? One of the books that transformed me was, what was that? Don Luis Miguel, his book, The Four Agreements. That is a book. The Four Agreements. And in one of those agreements, it says, people are so soft in this society, in this world, that if they're walking like there are wounds in their body, and people say something to them, it's like touching that little wound, and it's hurting them. And I read that book, and I said, this guy's talking about me. Think about that. That if somebody says to you something that it affects you that much, that you're walking, talking, living, breathing disease. Why? Because when somebody touches that wound in your body, it affects you so much that it hurts you. Think about that. And I said, wow, what an example. And that was me. So I went on a learning binge to transform me into a person that things don't affect me. That is from a point, from a person who gets affected easily. But let's put it on my perspective now. When I say something, I am bold. I want to be fearless. I want to let things come out of my mind, what I feel, talk, and breathe about. Who was it? Life is for expansion and fuller expression. If you don't expand and express yourself as to what you feel, then you cannot be happy. So I don't mean to say that, oh, you come out and say something negative to people. No, you be compassionate. But if things come out of your mouth and you don't, like it's a setting that I had to say something because I want them to come inside the class have an amazing workout. I come from a place of love. So if I'm not expanding and expressing, I cannot be happy. I will not be happy. So my happiness is me always first, not somebody else's, mine. So would I want somebody like that in my class? They will get offended so much. Think about that. So anybody who comes in the class, I said, we are here to have a great workout and push each other. And this is how it works. If people get offended for little things in their life, they need to work on themselves. And this is why I cannot, as a person who's disrespecting somebody else, I need to somehow communicate that with them. And this is why I don't relate to a lot of people who are softies in my life. Because I have a certain way of talking. I used to be a pussy talker. It's okay. It's that. I don't do that anymore. You know why? Because it doesn't serve me and I don't mean it. So I say what I mean and I practice what I say and I practice what I mean. I am very hard on myself. I know a lot of people aren't, and I know society is soft. But this society is going to have such a tough time, especially as they get older. And I am telling you, this is why they have mental problems. This is why they are not happy. This is not why they are successful, because they're so soft on themselves. Soft people cannot succeed, in my humble opinion. Even, how can I say this? Even in my own family. This is why I have disowned a lot of people. Because I don't need to explain to myself why I say certain things. They can't see that. How is it my problem? I wanted to change the world, like telling people. One of the biggest lessons I have learned in my life is I don't tell anybody anything anymore. If they don't ask me, I don't tell. If they ask me, then guess what? Now I have the permission to tell. But you might say, hey Kareem, you told that guy you're fat. Here's the thing. Did I mean it? No. Did I do it in a malicious way? No. Am I a human being? 100%. I am flawed from top to bottom of my legs. But guess what? I said what was in my heart to push the people. And that's why I say it. And so if anybody, say for example, if they come to my class, for example, guess what? I am going to say to them, we push each other and we have a certain way of talking here. And we are here to grow. We feed off of each other's energies. And that's what it's all about. I apologized, and I was proud of that. The first thing that came to my mind, in my mouth, I apologize. And I was proud of myself in apologizing right away. I even said, let me go talk to your brother and apologize to him. And he said, no, don't. And I said, okay, I respect your wishes. Because I have no bad intention towards anybody. But that's how you handle the disrespecting. This is how you handle being disrespected. And this is what a true brother does. Confronting somebody and saying, Kareem, please don't say that. And I am truly proud of you. I take my hat off of you. I truly believe that. These are my views. And did I take it in a bad way? No. Because I said, hey, this guy is what? What is he doing? He's protecting his brother. But guess what? Maybe talk to your brother and say, we can't be this soft in life. We're going to have a tough time in our life. Because this is my vision of people who are soft. So if you think I gave you value, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel so we can make this a world, best world ever. Live consciously, with purpose, in this beautiful moment now. And with freaking passion. So much passion, only one love.